What did we do in the last session? We set up a link between World Internet Office and PayPal. What does that mean to us? What does it mean by setting up that link between World Internet Office and PayPal? What does it mean? What does it mean if we set up the link between World Internet Office and PayPal? What does that mean to us? Automation. Money. It means we can process payments on our website, can't we? And then we set up the product links. What do we do? What do we do with those product links? What are you going to do with the product link that you set up? Got the wrong answer. Okay. What are we going to do with our product links? Where are we going to put them?
The product link.
Yeah, product link. What are you going to do with it?
Put it on my website.
Put it on your website. And why are you going to put it on your website?
So people will click on it and buy.
So people will click on it and buy. That's exactly what we were trying to achieve. Is that what we want? Yes, we want people to click on our website, click on the button and buy. What else did we learn in that session? I think that was pretty much it, isn't it? Just smiling for the camera at the back of the room. Does anyone have any questions about that session? No? Okay, very good. Let's move on. Can I show you something? Would that be okay?
Yes.
Okay, have a look up here. Everyone look, there's a few slides that I want to show you. So, everyone knows that I used to work for World Internet Summit, yes?
Yes.
I worked for World Internet Summit for 8 years. And while I was at World Internet Summit, for those of you that don't know what it is, it's a World Internet Summit is an online marketing seminar that would happen around the world 5 times a year. So one in Australia, one in New Zealand, one in the UK, one in the USA, and one somewhere else, sometimes in Asia, sometimes in Canada. We would have one that floated. So for 8 years, or for 7 of those years, we did 5 events per year. So it was my job to make sure that everything ran smoothly. So to organise the events, to make sure the ticketing that was run online through World Internet Office all happened automatically, to make sure people knew where they were going. It was my job to make sure that absolutely everything happened automatically so that there were less inquiries, because I was the only employee. So if it didn't happen automatically, I had to answer all of those inquiries. Does that make sense? So, I automated the whole website, everything. I improved their systems, and in 2010, automation made this possible, which you're about to see. In 2010, I was working for World Internet Summit, doing all of those events, and for Brett McFall and for Tom Hua. And I said to my mother 6 months before this happened, I said, "Mum, get a passport, I'm taking you overseas." And she'd never been overseas before. And I said, "Get a passport, taking you overseas, we're going away for a month." And if I didn't automate World Internet Summit's websites, I would never have been able to take a month off. In actual fact, I took a month off, and I didn't even take my laptop with me. And literally, I just knew that everything was going to run smoothly, and it did. So actually, before I show you the slides, let me go through the rest of the story. There's a bit of a story to this, and so I said to Mum, "Get a passport, we're going overseas." She said, "Where are we going?" I said, "I'm not telling you." I said, "Pack some winter clothes and pack some summer clothes. You might need both, you might not." And so she packed and she was getting ready and getting all excited, and about 6 weeks before we went overseas, it was her 65th birthday. So I said, for her 65th birthday, I handed her a present, and she unwrapped it. And there was a guidebook for Hong Kong, and a guidebook for London, and a guidebook for Paris. And she got all excited. She's like, "Oh my God, I'm going to all these places." You know, she got all excited. And this was where she thought she was going. And she did go to those cities. And then on the day that I picked up to take her to the airport, all the family was there to wish her well, you know, her first trip overseas. I gave her 2 more guidebooks, one for New York and one for LA, and she was beside herself. And she, you know, the first 3 cities were amazing, let alone, you know, going to those extra cities on the way home. She was beside herself, she was so excited. She had 1 glass of champagne at the airport, and she was giggling away. And so it was actually, because I travelled a lot for World Internet Summit, I had a few points. So the first flight I flew her was on business class. We both flew business class together from Melbourne to Hong Kong, and then she expected that. She's expected that for the rest of the days. But so we went to Hong Kong together, and we spent 5 days in Hong Kong, and that was a wonderful experience. You know, she'd never been outside of Australia, so this was a bit of a culture shock for her to go to Hong Kong. Then we went to Paris. You know, this is us at Sacré-Cœur and the Eiffel Tower. It was in November, and if anyone knows Paris, it doesn't usually snow in Paris. There was a cold snap in Europe this year. Remember, we actually caught the train from London to Paris, We had one night in London, and he put the train across. There was a foot of snow on the ground. By the time we came back, there was 2 feet of snow on the ground in London, and it took us 4.5 hours to get from. Actually, it took us 5.5 hours to get from Paris to London. That normally takes 3 hours. So it was an experience. But when we were in Paris, you can't see it so much here. There's a little bit of snow on the ground there, but in the actual city, there was a foot of snow on the ground when we were walking around, which was just amazing. And it was wonderful to be able to experience that and just relax and just concentrate on this, that was going on, and nothing about World Internet Summit. You know, it was all happening automatically. All the ticket sales were going through. Then we went to London. We spent a week in London, a week in Paris, a week in London. Then we went to New York, which was a surprise to Mum. We spent a week there. You know, this is us at Times Square and the Statue of Liberty. It was so cold in New York. The temperature, the temperature of the day was warmer in New York than it was in Paris and London. But because New York has got that river around it, you know, the Hudson River, and the wind is blowing up and over the river, the wind chill factor was actually -15. So every day we were walking around shivering. We didn't have enough clothes. So I took her shopping. I went to has anyone been to, what's it called? What's the big, is it Macy's?
Yes.
Yeah, Macy's, the largest department store in the world. So I took her to the largest department store in the world, and we went to buy her a coat, and there was a whole floor of ladies' coats. There were like 15,000 coats in this thing. I just, you know, tried one on and tried another one on. It was a lot of fun, and she ended up with a coat to keep her warm. It was all a lot of fun. And then on the way home, we went to Los Angeles. And this is a photo of us at the Hollywood Bowl. It was a wonderful experience, and it was much warmer then as well. So we could almost walk around in t-shirts, which was good. So without automation, there's no way I could have taken 4 weeks off at World Internet Summit and gone and done this. Does that make sense? Yep. What are you going to do with your time once you've automated your businesses? Travel? Travel to where?
My next trip is to, in September, I'm going to LA, California, Yellowstone.
LA, California, Yellowstone, great. And you want your business running while you go on, yes?
Yes.
Very good. What are you going to do with yours?
September, I'm actually going to China.
Going to China?
Yep. But I want to take my grandchildren.
You want to take your grandchildren? So get that business running. Awesome. I wanted to go to Disneyland when I was younger. I'm not sure I want to now, but... Anyone else? Hands up. Canada. So you want to go to Canada? Yep. That's what you're going to do with your time. What are you going to do with your time down the back there? Iceland. So we're all travel. We're all talking about travel. No one wants to use their time to reinvest into their business? Stay home. You want to stay home up here? You already do enough travel, don't you? Anyone else? Hands up. Yep.
No, it's just I'm not going to automate it, you are. And
I'm
I'm going to develop more product for you to keep selling.
I'm going to automate it for you. Okay, that's very good. That's very good. I'm happy to do that for you as well. If you listen up later, you might find a way that I can do that for you. What else are we going to do? Down the back there. What are you going to do with your time? Yep, you.
Me, probably spend more time with kids where in the past we couldn't.
Spend more time with your family. That's really important, isn't it? Spending more time with your loved ones. That trip for me wasn't just important to take mum overseas, but it gave me 4 weeks where I got to spend with my mum. You know, I've got 6 other brothers and sisters. I don't get to spend time with my mum alone very often, so it was a wonderful experience. And you too can have that with your family as well. Yep. So you're going to travel around Australia with your partner and set him up in business as well. Use the time that you've got in your business to set him up in his. That's excellent, very good. If your reason why is big enough, you will continue to make these businesses work, won't you? Yep, down the back.
When I get when I get my golf program done, it's all automated. I'm going to travel around the world and play on all the best golf courses.
Travel around the world and play at all the best golf courses. And what's really good about that
Any
is...
golfers here?
What's really good about that is you're setting up a golf website, so you're going to be earning income from that, and golf is your passion, so it's a tax deduction for you to travel around the world as well, isn't it? Perfect, perfect. So I get to travel to Thailand in my job, and this time I haven't had a holiday tacked on the end, but it's a tax deduction for me to come to Thailand and speak at an event like this, and then if I wanted to have a holiday, then I can tack that on the end as well, can't I? It's a good opportunity to have a website like that that follows his passion that he wants to follow around the world. Anyone else before I move on? Your reason why has to be huge. Make it a big reason why So when you hit a hurdle, you're going to move on, aren't you? Yep.
Buy 50 acre property.
You want to buy a 50-acre property.
That's like Sydney, and they're expensive.
And automating your business will help you grow the money for that as well. And it's also going to give you time to enjoy it, isn't it? Excellent. Thank you. Thank you all for your responses. I appreciate that. So now let's have a look at 2 simple techniques that when implemented can add up to 50% more sales to your bottom line. So you don't need World Internet Office for this session. You don't need your computers. I'm just going to have a look up here. The 2 simple techniques. The first one is what I call a sales email double up. Write that down. Type it in if you're going to take notes. Sales email double up. Very, very important. A very simple technique that can add a lot of sales. Now, what I mean by the sales email double up is when you send a sales email, it could be in your autoresponder series. Remember this, we had a thank you, a reminder, a feedback, a content, and then a sales email. Remember this in our autoresponder series? Add another email in, 2 days later, it's almost exactly the same. Selling the same product, saying the same thing. Sometimes it might be re and the same subject line. Did you get this? Does that make sense? Or you might send a new email, and the subject line might be, did you read my email earlier this week? And then the first line might be, are you serious? You haven't taken action on this? Grab their attention. If the first one didn't grab your prospect's attention, send another one. Now, in sending an email, who automatically cringes about sending 2 sales emails in a row? Hands up. Be honest. Okay, I've got my hand up as well. I used to cringe at this as well. Used to cringe at it all the time. But how many times do you get an email from Jim and Emily? I mean, Jim and Alison, I beg your pardon. Jim and Alison and Emily. How many times do you get an email from them and you don't read it? Let's be honest.
Never. Never. You read them all.
A few times? Because you get a lot of emails, don't you? Your customers, your prospects will do the same thing as well, won't they? So sending a second email with a more catchy subject line is perfectly okay, isn't it? If someone has already purchased, they've already taken action, they're not going to get the second email because they come out of the process. Send a second email. I've got a webinar series, and when I send a second email to my webinar, to my customers actually, the first one gets about 10% of sign-ups, 15% of sign-ups. I send a second one the day before the webinar, 2 days later, and I get more than 50% of the people on the webinar signing up to the second email, not the first one. Now that's very high. For events, I find it's much higher than it is for products. For products, it will be a little bit lower, because for events, there's a finite time of when it's going to happen, isn't there? So, always send 2 days later a second email. For products, it can be between 15% and 50% more sales just by sending another email. Would that be good? Give it a go. Number 2. This one is extremely important. Highlight it, make it big, do whatever you have to do to make sure you continue to do this after today. Or you start doing this after today. Nurture your list and communicate. I've been in this industry for 9 years, and the biggest mistake I see people making is they get people opt into their database. They get people coming in here, and they don't buy through this part of the process for whatever reason. And then they ignore them. They're in their database, they let them go, they don't buy, and they get depressed, and they don't do anything with them. They grow their list a little bit more, and some of them don't buy as well. But there's all these customers in their database. You know, you'll probably have maybe 100 in here, and 2 in here. Does that make sense? Those 100 people that are in your database are still your business. Don't ignore them. Don't send them a sales email in 6 weeks' time thinking, let's see if I can sell them something else. Because what will happen then? Can anyone tell me? Unsubscribe, yes. What else? Your unsubscribe rate, if you haven't communicated with your list for 6 weeks and you send a sales email, will be about 20 to 30%. Now that's huge. if you've put in a lot of effort, a lot of time, a lot of effort and a lot of money into growing your list, and then you don't do anything in between sales messages, you'll have all these people unsubscribing. If your unsubscribe rate is above 20%, in most autoresponder programs, Aweber, GetResponse, MailChimp, World Internet Office, they'll stop your account. Because if someone unsubscribes, if there's over 20% unsubscribe rate, they think you might be spamming. So they'll automatically stop your account, and then you've got to go through this whole big process to get it approved. Does anyone know Judy Jakes? Hands up? Yep. So Judy had that happen to her because she actually was spamming. She sent an email and she had a 20% unsubscribe rate. Bang, they closed her account straight away. So it's quite important to not have that sort of response rate or that sort of unsubscribe rate for number one, having your account closed, but number two as well, you want to nurture your customers. So, communicate. What should we communicate to our customers? Can anyone tell me?
Free information.
Free information. Why? Why do we send free information?
Oh, what do you get that?
Can we get a microphone, ladies? Is that okay? There's one there, great.
Give a little and then you get a lot back.
Give a little and you get a lot back, that's right. By nurturing, you're not in a retail store where you can pat someone on the back or, look them in the eye and make contact and have a conversation with them, are you? So you need to build the rapport with them some other way, and the best way to do that is to give away something for free. Educate your customers in your market or your prospects in your market. I'm going to trip over if I keep walking backwards, aren't I? So, content, and more content. Okay? Information for free. Nurture your list. Build your prospects' confidence in you by giving away information and more information. Sorry, there you go. Build your brand awareness by giving away information that's relevant to your customers. Can you send information about dog training if people are in your list about depression?
Yeah.
Did anyone say yes?
Yeah.
Can you?
Yes, because I'm a dog man's best friend and I actually help the patient.
You could word it that way, yes you could, but it would be borderline. It would be borderline. So if you did, that's called spamming. That is literally called spamming, and that's what Judy did. That's what Judy did. She sent her real estate customers, I think it was her real estate customers, something, or her wine customers, I beg your pardon, something about her internet marketing business. And she had that big unsubscribe rate, and she was actually spamming. She didn't realise it at the time, but that's the way it goes. If someone opts into your list about one particular niche, you cannot email them about another niche. It doesn't work that way. So, how often should you communicate with your list? Yep, down the back. Actually, we'll just go back there about that content. There's a few more things I want you to take notes on.
Could you survey them about other interests?
Could you survey them about other interests? Yes, of course you could. Definitely. I wouldn't do that every email you send, but you can definitely do that.
Once every now and then.
Yep, and if you want to run a survey, you can do it through SurveyMonkey. It's a very good way to do a survey. I think under 15 questions it's free. Or you can actually run a survey through World Internet Office. You set up some extra, what are they called? Someone asked me the question yesterday. You set up extra fields, custom fields, and then you put it into a web form, into an opt-in. You just put more fields in. You can name the fields that you have, and you can set up a survey through there, and then it's all kept in the same place. Very good one. Yep. What other content can you send? Do I need to give you a hint? Competition is a good one. Yep. Free videos. Perfect. Free videos are very good. Send videos. Do they have to be your videos? If you can find something on YouTube that's relevant, that doesn't send somebody through to another person's sales link, certainly send out that information as well. Look what I found on YouTube. I think it's really relevant to you guys, and I hope you get as much out of it as I did. Something along the lines of that. Send them videos. You could do a video training course even. You could do a video every month, couldn't you? Where you create your own video. It could be a PowerPoint video, it could be somebody else's video. Where else can you get content? The web is huge. Where else can you get content? Google? Yes, what are you Googling for? Things related to your topic, yep. Using your keywords, yep. So it could be articles, somebody else's article, somebody else's video. News sites are fantastic. There's a news button in Google. You type in your keywords and then click on news and see if there's any news out there about your niche. Junk mail you get. Yes, read your junk mail. Sign into other people's lists and see what other people are communicating. If it's relevant, communicate it. Stay up to date in your niche. You don't have to be an expert in your niche, but certainly stay up to date in your niche so that you know what's happening, so you know what you can communicate to your customers. If you don't communicate, actually, I'll get onto that if you don't in a moment. Where else can you get content? PLR documents, Facebook group, yep. You could also outsource it, couldn't you? You could have somebody else create some articles for you. You could go to Elance and say, I want 50 articles so I can put them onto my website or onto my blog and send people to your blog, couldn't you? Yep, write that down. Those articles don't have to be out there on the web generating traffic. They could be. You could even put the articles into Elance, not Elance. What's it called? eZine articles. You could put them into eZine articles and then send people to a link to your article that's on eZine. eZine articles. Is it eZinearticles.com or eZine.com? eZine.com. E-Z-I-N-E. It always gets me a bit tongue-tied saying that and spelling that. Anyone else got any ideas about content? I'm sure there's something we've missed. Is there something we've missed? Can anyone think of anything else? Yep. Audio files, that's another good one. Yes, like videos, yep.
Referrals to people who like social workers to help them through.
Referrals to other people in the industry, definitely. And you might see something that's so amazing on a competitor site, and if you've built a good awareness with your customers, good respect with your customers, you can send them on to that other site with knowledge or with confidence that you're sending them to a competitor site for their content, but they'll stay with you anyway because you've built enough confidence in them. Does that make sense? Yep. Jim and Alison are doing that right now. They've built enough confidence in you guys, their customers, to bring in someone to teach you about something. Does that make sense? I'm not going to take you all the way with me, am I? But in me educating you guys, in me giving you content, it's building your confidence in Jim and Alison, isn't it? Does that make sense? Yep. So you can get an expert to come in. How often should you communicate? Lada, I can't hear you.
That's the big question. Sometimes it can be too much.
Sometimes it can be too much, yes. Yes, I'm familiar with too much. Anyone got any ideas? Once a week? Couple of times a week? Twice a week? Anyone else? There's a minimum, I think. My standard minimum is at least twice a month. At least 4 content emails to every sales email. Someone do the math for me. If you're communicating twice a month, you're doing 4 content emails and then 1 sales email. How long is it before you can send it in between sales emails? 2.5 months. So you're not sending a sales email every time, you're doing content, sales. And then what will you do at the end, after that sales email? Send another one 2 days later. Send a double up sales email. That's included, we count that as one because it's selling the same thing in the same time period. What happens if you want to send sales emails more often? What are you going to do? Increase the frequency of your content. Yep. Give more content more frequently so that you can send sales emails more frequently. If you get people opting in, and I said this before and I'm going to say it again, if you get people opting in and you haven't communicated with them for 6 weeks and then you think, I'll send a sales email and see if I can make some money from this list, you will have a 20% unsubscribe rate. You will lose people left, right and centre. What could you do to fix that. If you want to send a sales email and you think, oh, damn, I haven't communicated with my list, but I know I should have, what can you do to fix it? Freebie? Yeah? Should you just send a freebie and then sales email? Definitely not. Definitely not. And you might have to train your customers or your contacts into hearing from you again. Does that make sense? So you might send, so we've got our 4 content emails for every sales email, and you're sending them fortnightly, but you might not be able to send them fortnightly. You might send 1 in 1 month, and then 2 in the next month, and then 3 in the following month, or something like that, to build rapport with them again so they get used to getting something for free from you. You might have to send a few more than 4 content emails if you haven't communicated in a while to rebuild that trust. Does that make sense? 1 or 2 emails of content is not going to rebuild that trust and continue to build that rapport. Shall I show you how to do a broadcast in World Internet Office? It's on your cheat sheet. It's very similar to doing an autoresponder, so I'll just show you on this one. Would that be okay? How many minds are pretty full in here? So I'll just show you. Can someone get their cheat sheet out and tell me what I need to do? Write it in Word. I'm going to be lazy. I haven't written a template for this one. What do I do? I'm going to just type it all in. So let's test out the internet and see how we go. What does it say to do next? Step 2. Email marketing. Yep. Broadcasts. So when we're communicating to our database, we do it as a broadcast. Now you can communicate to your database in your autoresponders as well. You can add into that series more and more and more messages if you want to. It gets a bit hard to manage timing then sometimes. What do I do next? Create new. From name, that will be from me. If my customers know me, from email address, that will be my email subject line. You can't read that, can you? Shall I read it out? Check out this new vodka, great for depression. It's not really, is it? And then what do I do next? There's another thing on this page. Link tracking. Always click on link tracking. Whenever it's in World Internet Office, you always want to get the results later. Then I click on next. Oh, hang on, no, there's advanced tracking I need to click on as well. I don't know why they have the option to have just tracking links or advanced. You always want advanced. You want the most information you possibly can. And it's pretty cool. Once you send out a broadcast, it'll tell you how many people have bought from each particular link in your broadcast, all of that sort of thing. So it's pretty good. How many people have clicked on the links, how many shopping carts were opened, how many purchases were made, all of that sort of information is all at your fingertips. What do I do next? So we're in here. This looks familiar now, doesn't it? There's a pattern forming here. It's just like our autoresponder, isn't it? So we set it up in exactly the same way. Change that to high so that it goes high, space, if there's no name in there. Check out this new vodka. I did a broadcast from my account. I set it up last night to go today at 11 o'clock. And it was a broadcast for tonight's webinar that's going to be run. And I broadcast it to my customers so that they can also learn the traffic techniques that are going to be taught tonight, or taught tonight. Teach, that's about English, isn't it? Taught tonight. And so I did it in this exact same process. And you know, you put your link in, and we all know how to put our link in, pardon me, and all that sort of thing, don't we? Click on our link button. Paste a link in. Is there a link in the copy? Yeah, there is. Look at that. Paste it in there. And then we save, and we go on to next. So now, what does it say I have to do in here? Got to choose the people it goes to. You can choose by contact type. You can choose by... So it could be all the prospects. I send to all the prospects. And remember earlier in our autoresponders we're setting up prospects and customers? So you can send it to all the prospects if you wanted to. Segments, tags, autoresponders. If you choose an autoresponder, you can do a broadcast just to people that are in the depression niche. And it could be, I want to send it to all of my prospects and all of my customers that are in depression, and I need to highlight all of them. And then you just move them across to the right. Does that make sense? So it's going to go to all of those. You might click on all of your database. Click send to all of my database, and then at the bottom you can exclude from different sections as well. So in my account, I've got automation stuff running through there, and I've got depression stuff running through there as well. So if I was sending about tonight's webinar, which I did, I would choose at the top here, I would choose all of my automation, or I choose the whole database, and then I exclude my depression autoresponders from the bottom. Does that make sense? Click on next. So have a look. Yep, that's what it's going to send. You can click on there and have a look at the preview. Yep, that's great. That's what it's going to look like. And then I'll scroll down and I'm going to click on send. So there's send now or send later. If you want to send straight away, you click on send now. But I'm going to click on send later so I can show you how to schedule things. Now, if you note here, this says Eastern Time. This is Eastern American Time. World Internet Office is based in Atlanta, which is Eastern America. So their support is, remember we talked about their support on, what day was that, Monday? And they're in America, so their timing here runs in American time as well. So, hands up who's worldwide? Worldwide? You're just going to leave it and you're going to put it 12 o'clock midday. Hands up who's Australian? Who's got an Australian market? A couple of us? So I've got an Australian market as well, so this is what I do. Now on the bottom of the broadcast page, I've got a little reference for you there. See that timeanddate.com/worldclock/meeting. It's also on our templates page, down the bottom. See meeting planner, that link down the bottom there? You can click on that and go to this wonderful meeting planner. Just make it a bit smaller so you can see the whole thing. And so here, I'm not in Bangkok, where am I? Chiang Mai. I don't think that shows up actually, so we'll choose Bangkok. And then we'll choose, we'll choose Australia, so Melbourne, because that's where I'm going to send to. That time zone is where I want to get the dates from, and then we go Atlanta, which is where World Internet Office is. Let me click on Show Timetable. There's other resources out there, I just use this one because I know it. Now, in Melbourne, I want to send at 11 AM. So 11 AM Melbourne time is Tuesday, so Wednesday 11 AM is Tuesday 9 o'clock. So the day before in Atlanta at 9 o'clock. So if I wanted to send Thursday at 11 AM, I would schedule it for Wednesday at 9 PM Atlanta time. Does that make sense? Yep. Some nods, some yeses? Yep, okay, cool. So then I would go back to, oops, up to there, to here, and I would choose. The screen is too big, so it's not showing everything. Oops, that's too small. Let's fudge through. So I'll choose Wednesday at 9 PM. And that's going to go out Australian time at 11 AM. And that's scheduled that broadcast. That's pretty cool, isn't it? You could schedule 6 months worth of broadcasts just like that. And they're all set up and ready to go. I do a lot of work for Brett McFall. And has anyone been to the Online Marketing Centre? A few of us? So the emails that go out for that, I scheduled the ones to go out this week before I came away, so I didn't have to worry about it while I was teaching you guys. That's sensible, isn't it? You can do the same sort of thing with yours, definitely. You can schedule literally 6 months worth of marketing in advance. So there's, check out, there's the subject and there's some details. There's a results button there. Once it's gone out, you can click on the results button and see where all the results of that broadcast. How many people read it, how many people clicked on the links, how many people bought anything if it was a sales email, all that information is there. Okay. One thing I just want to go through with you, and that's the time and day that you send your emails. Hands up who's doing business to business. Anyone in here business to business? Okay, so you guys are going to write this down. Tuesday to Thursday, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. is your prime time for sending emails to customers when they're businesses. Tuesday to Thursday, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. If you're sending to consumers, business to consumer, any weekday except Monday at 11 a.m. Why do you think 11 a.m. is a good time? People are about to go to lunch and people check their emails in their lunch break, don't they? So you want to get your email in the top of their inbox, not all the way down in the bottom. Because if they've only got an hour or half an hour for lunch, you want them to get to yours first and read that first. Make sense? Okay. Say that again, sorry? So, business to consumer, so if your customers are consumers, any day except Monday. Any weekday except Monday. You can also send to consumers on the weekend, but that you'd have to test and measure in your market to see what's the best. Any questions about broadcasting? People in your database that haven't purchased from you are your business. This is your business. This list is your business. If you do not treat it right, your business won't grow. It is so important to nurture and grow your list. Does that make sense? I cannot stress that enough. What comes next? After what we've done today, what comes next? After what we've done these last few days, what do you think comes next? We've set you up to just get your automation running so your customers can buy from you, haven't we? So what you want to think about after you start getting sales through your website and getting opt-ins, if you're an affiliate marketer, you want to think about tracking sales and campaigns. So remember how when we did an opt-in form and we put a tag on the opt-in form the other day, yesterday? You remember that? Yep. So you can do a search on the tag for people that come in through your opt-in form so you know how well some marketing is doing. You want to think about tracking your marketing so that you can see the results. You can work out the cost per lead and work out whether that campaign is working for you or not. Split testing. Does anyone know what split testing is? Hands up. Okay, someone tell me what it is. Can you say that again with the microphone? Sorry.
It's when you run two ads, like an A/B test, where the two pages or whatever could be near identical, except you try and run an element of it to see.
Correct. Yep. So it could be you're split testing between a long tail sales page, we all know what that is, don't we? It's words, and a video sales page, where it's just a video running at the top and a buy now button under that. You can split test between those and see which one converts the best for you. You could split test to work out your price. If you don't know what you should be charging, if you don't know, let the market tell you. Just say you think it could be somewhere between $0 and $100 for the relevant price for your product. You start one at $17, one at $97. And then if the $97 one converts the best, then you'll bring it in together. You might do one at $47 and one at $97. And then if the $47 one converts the best, then you'll bring the next one down. So you'll do one at $47 and one at $77. And you just keep bouncing back and forward until you get to that point where you find the one that converts the best, and then you keep running with that price. Does that make sense? So you can manage that in Wellington and Office as well. Newsletters and branding. So in your World Internet Office account, you can set it up, especially if you're selling products. If you're selling your own products from your website, you want to brand your World Internet Office account with your logo. You want to brand it in your color scheme. You want to make it look like it's integrated into your website. That make sense? Cross-sells and upsells. Who can tell me what a cross-sell is or an upsell? Anyone? Yep, over here. Lady in black. Have we got a microphone? It's not very Thailand kind of attire, is it? All that black. It's like Melbourne.
An upsell is obviously when someone's come through, you've got trust and I've purchased something from you and then you're going to upsell them into a burger program or a product or a service.
Correct. McDonald's do it all the time. Would you like fries with that? So you can do it on your download page. Your download page can become an upsell page. It could be an upsell, it could be a cross-sell. Would you like something extra with that? It could be that, that this ebook that somebody has bought is part 1, and then you've got part 2 that you want to sell them as well. They can't continue on without part 2, so you do a cross-sell or an upsell there. Does that make sense? You might have an ebook about something, and the upsell might be a 7-week training program on the stuff that's on the content that's in the ebook. And think about that in your marketing process as well. Some of you might just be thinking about getting ebooks out there for now. If you've got an ebook, you might have a training program as well. You just need to create the content for it. And then you can upsell them from, a $17 ebook into a $97 a month training program. And something along those lines. Get a team of marketers to sell your products. What is that called? Affiliate program. How cool would it be for you to go to all the effort to set up a website, get a product, know it converts well because you've tested it yourself, you've done some pay-per-click marketing, and then you get out there and get a team of marketers selling your products for you. You've done the work of setting it all up. Let them do the work of marketing it. Give them a commission. How much commission should you give them? 50? How much? Depends on the product, yeah. Depends on what your costs are. If you've got an information product, you could go as high as 90% commission. Do you think that's sensible? If you go to 90% commission, think about it for a moment. You're not making a high front-end profit, you're not making much money at all, but what you are doing is you're giving your affiliates a huge incentive to sell your product, aren't you? Exactly right, that's very important. You're building your list at the same time. You're getting affiliates to sell your product, to make a commission and build your list at the same time. That's cool, isn't it? So your business can then start growing exponentially. To do that, however, you've got to have your web page set up and all the automation process going. You've got to have all of this going efficiently before you can plug in an affiliate system. And there's many more things you can do as well. As I said, I've been working in World Internet Office for 9 years, or almost 9 years, and I probably have used 25% of its features in that time. There are many other things you can do in there, but when you're working in this sort of format, opt-in, sales page, download page, which I suggest most of you can do, whether it be for your own product or for an affiliate product, when you're working, doing that sort of style of internet marketing, you won't need all of it. You don't need to get into all those details. You do need to set it up well, however. Any questions about all of that? Yep.
What if you had a...
Hang on, just wait for the microphone.
Can you set up an affiliate program for somebody else and you sell it to them after you're not confident about their tracking system?
Can you set up an affiliate program for someone else? Tell me some more information. You've got an idea, don't you?
Yeah.
Yep.
So if I was to sell, just say I was to sell furniture to somebody,
Yep.
and I could get rid of the goods and they can actually transport it and deliver all product.
Yep.
But I need a system of proof that I was the initiation of the sale.
You need that system of proof that that sale came from you.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they don't have a very good paper trail.
And they don't have a paper trail. So what I would do in that circumstance is I'd do this. I'd have a website like this where somebody is opting in to my database. Okay, so I'm growing my list there about furniture, 7 tips to furnishing your house or something along those lines that are opting in here. Then through this process here, can they buy the furniture online?
Yes.
They can buy the furniture online. So, and how good is their website? Awful. Awful. So I would create my own website here that promotes maybe one product at a time, something along those lines. Create the website and then contact them and say, okay, I want an affiliate link directly through to this product that I'm going to put on this web page. Does that make sense?
But they won't know how to generate the content.
They won't know how to generate that then. So who do you want to process the money for this? Do you want to process the money or do you want somebody else to? Or do you want them to?
I'd like to make it, but I'd
You
like
want
to
to
know
make it?
that the numbers are correct.
You would like to know that the numbers are correct. Okay? So you could put a payment button on your website and just duplicate. You run a website that sells their product. When you make a sale, send it through to them and say, please deliver. Okay, so that's one way of doing that. Another way would be, let me just think about this process just for a moment. You could have the affiliate account in World Internet Office and you could set up a campaign to that website using an affiliate link. So when you market it, you market your affiliate link that sends through to that website. So you know how many clicks have gone there, you know how many people have gone there, how many people have purchased there. Does that make sense? So you can do it that way, so you have that information. You want that information if you're going to market a website, definitely. If you're not getting it from the affiliate program, you have to set it up. Okay. Any other questions? Yep, Nelson? Just wait for the microphone, Nelson.
What sort of sample size process?
Say that again, sorry?
What sort of sample size? You do as many as you can.
What sort of sample size? Do you mean how many people should go through to each of those links before you know your price? Is that what you're saying? Can anyone answer that question? Does anyone know in the room? So the question was, what sort of sample size should you send through a split test before you know your results? Sorry? I'll tell you if no one can answer it. So 100 to 1,000. 100 is your absolute minimum. As that grows beyond 100, you get a much better result as to which is the best. So the minimum of 100. Any other questions? Okay, I'll move on. So just to be sure I've delivered on what I promised you this week, do you know how to get started in World Internet Office? Yes? Very good. Do you know the simple way to create autoresponders and start building your list? Tell me what that is. We create our autoresponders first, and then what do we link the autoresponder to? What is this called over here? Our web form, our opt-in page, our squeeze page, and then what do we do with our squeeze page? No, squeeze page. What do we do with our squeeze page? Once we've got that, where do we put it? Put it onto a web page? Yep. And then what do we do with that web page? We market it? Yep, we market it. Once you've got an opt-in and some sort of autoresponder series, you don't need this yet. You can start marketing right here. Does that make sense? Yep. Do we know how to create an autoresponder in World Internet Office? We know how to create a web form in World Internet Office? Yes? So you're right to start marketing. Once you've got that web form up, start marketing. You can get the product into there later. Does that also make sense? You can start building your list without a product, definitely. Simple way to create autoresponders and start building your list. How to process payments for your own products. We did that. When did we do that? We did that today, didn't we? So what did we do? We set up PayPal. The link between PayPal and World Internet Office is also, it sets up the link between PayPal and our website, doesn't it? So you now know how to do that link, to put a button on your website so that you can process payments. Do we agree? Yep. 2 simple techniques to help your bottom line. What are those 2 techniques? We just went through them. Number 1. Louder.
Communicate.
Communicate was number 2. What was number 1? Sales email double up. If you do not do a sales email double up, you are shooting yourself in the foot. If you do not communicate with your list, you are killing your business. It is that important to communicate with your list. Please remember that. If you get anything from this week, remember to communicate with your list. So there is no question, you need automation in your business, agreed?
Yes.
There is no question, you need to think about it now. Not after you've got your product, not later, you need to think about it right now. Let's just stop for a moment and imagine how it's going to feel when we have automation set up onto our sites. Remember those things we want to do when we have automation set up? I want you to think about those right now. Remember, on day one, automation for me allows me to spend more time at the end of the day. Less time working through into the night, more time seeing the sunsets. That's important to me. More time while the business runs, while I'm on a tropical island. This is PP Island, a few, I don't know, 100 miles, 100 kilometres, 1,000 kilometres south of here. An amazing place. For you, that picture will represent somewhere else, something else. Or spending more time with your loved ones. I took out that picture of that attractive family and I put in what's important to me. You know, this is very important to me to be able to spend time with my mum and keep her experiences. For you, that picture will mean something else as well, won't it? What are you going to do with the automation, with the time that automation will bring to your business? Create more business. That's very good. That's a good one to have in your mind as well. Let me ask you something. What if you could have everything I've just taught you completely done for you? Is everyone asleep in here? What if you could have everything completely done for you? All of this automation, what if somebody else did it for you? Would that be good? Okay, good. We are awake. Okay, very good. What I'm going to do now is show you how I can help you even more than I have this week. Would that be okay? Yep. Thank you. Here's the problem I see in your way. You've got so much to learn in internet business, yes? It's a huge learning curve, isn't it? I've been doing this over 9 years. Some of you are new to this, aren't you? Hands up who's new. So you're just on this curve starting to go up. There's many more things to learn. And even if you've been at it as long as me, there's still a lot of other things to learn as well. I'm learning every single day. Automation is the last thing on your mind. Is that true? Before this week, was automation the last thing on your mind?
Yep.
Yeah, I think it was. You're thinking about products and you know, Facebook marketing and this and that. None of you thought about automation, did you? Some of you might have. By the time you're ready to automate, you'll have forgotten half of what we've been through this week, rather. What if you only remember those stupid jokes about vodka? Literally, the stats show you'll forget 50% of what you've learned this week. But I think it's within 7 days. There are so many things to think about again. When it's time to automate your business, there are so many things to think about again. Here's how I can help you. Raise your hand if you'd be interested in me solving every single one of the challenges you'll face with automation. Okay, very good, thank you. I have a brand new program. I have a program where I can help you called Automation Made Easy. You've seen this logo all week, haven't you? To the top of all my slides, I've got a program where I can help you do your automation. Would it be okay if I told you about that now? Thank you. Instead of a few sessions, what if you could spend 2 full days with me? How good has it been learning this stuff this week? What if you could spend 2 full days with me where I'll take your automation to the next level? Okay, we've got you started. I'm going to take you and go through all of those things we were just talking about before. Would that be good? Taking your automation to the next level. What if you could walk away knowing how to do upsells in your marketing automatically? You don't need to think about it, it's there happening. Would that be okay? What if I was to show you a foolproof way of how to make a lot of money very quickly? Split testing your products, split testing your pages. What if you could walk away knowing how to get a team of marketers selling your products for you on autopilot? Would that be okay? So we go through all of that in 2 days. Everything that was hard in the internet business, in automating your internet business, now becomes easy. If what I'm saying sounds good, then I'd like to invite you to Automate Weekend. The first of its kind ever run in Australia. Tickets to Automate Weekend are 997 Australian dollars. You'll get 2 tickets to Automate Weekend. If you're interested, write this date down. It is the 10th and 11th of October, and it will be run in Sydney. I've got customers north and customers south, so I just decided to put it in the middle. 2 full days where I take you by the hand, take your automation to the next level, advanced marketing strategies, upsells, split testing, have other selling your product, and much, much more. Value 2 tickets at $997 is $1,994. Before we meet live though, I need to make sure your businesses are at the level where we can take it to the next level. We need to have everything running smoothly. So I've created a training program, an online training program, your 12 months membership, my Automation Made Easy training school. Before I started teaching World Internet Office and Automation, I was a bit nervous about making sure I can communicate everything to you the right way. So I did a Cert 4 in Training Assessment. Does anyone know what that is? Take Teachers Qualification, so I could teach. So I've implemented that into my training course. Everything you've learned here today and more in a 4-module training course, you get videos, quizzes, exercises. You also get audio files, etc., etc. Who here learns well from watching a video? Yeah, half the room? Most of the men in here will probably learn well from watching a video. Who learns well from reading? Yep, a few of us from reading. Who learns well from doing exercises? Most of us should be putting our hands up there. So you get all of that in the training program. Relearn whenever you need to refresh. So you can't move on to the next module until you've passed the first module. It's like you're literally doing a training course, valued at $997 Australian dollars. So here's a look inside. Here's one of the modules here, which is our setup and marketing. And then inside here, I can't even read it myself. We've got a navigation getting started, get help the right way. All of the stuff that we've learned here this week in a step-by-step training course. Here's a look inside one. There's a video training module just there. And then there's an exercise down the bottom here. And here's one of the quizzes. Just a short quiz here to make sure you know the information that's in that level so you can move on to the next level. You also get template sitting. In 9 years, do you think I've got a few templates up my sleeve? I've got thousands of templates up my sleeve. Don't recreate everything yourself. Save time and money using my templates. Opt-in templates. Here's some examples of the wording of the opt-in templates. Sales email templates. Cut and paste your information in and use the sales emails. Product thank you emails. Event thank you emails. So many thank you emails. Content email templates. Some templates in there to use. Cut and paste. Affiliate page templates. Cut and paste this information onto your website. Put in your details and ready to go. Affiliate email templates. Encourage your affiliates to continue selling your products. All of these templates are there. Why would I give you these? Simple. Free up your time. Save you money. I value these at $450 Australian dollars. In fact, it would cost me thousands to recreate most of these, but I value it at $450 here for today. That's not all. World Internet Office setup done for you. So I will set up your World Internet Office. PayPal hooked up, including recurring payments. Who wants recurring income? Definitely. Everyone's hand should go up there. Your logo hooked up, your branding, your colour scheme, you free up your time. In everything you need to set up in there, I'll do all of that for you. $450 in value. Here's some examples of a few that I've set up. Here's one, Bricklock, selling physical products. I set all of that up in the delivery to the customer as well. Import your contacts, done for you. Easy transition, let me handle getting the old customers across. Who's got Aweber, who's got GetResponse, who's got Margin? I can bring all of those across for you, you don't need to worry about it. Value of $250. I import all the customers, you worry about the rest of your business. Autoresponders for 6 months, done for you. You give me the brief, let me get it right in World Internet Office, which means all of your messages for the next 6 months are done. Free up your time. Now, it takes me 2 hours a month approximately for all of these messages. $297 around an hour is my consulting rate. 6 hours per month is $3,564 in value. It takes me 2 hours a month. It will take you 10. Product set up for 6 months, done for you. You give me the brief, once again, let me get it right in World Internet Office. I'll have your products ready to go. We just need to put them onto your website so your customers can start purchasing. Do all of that for you. An hour a month for 6 months is $1,782 in value. Communications for 6 months, done for you. You must nurture your list. Let me do it for you, however. 2 broadcasts per month for 6 months. I'll outsource the writing for you. If you need some content written, I'll outsource it for you. I'll schedule them for you. An hour per month for 6 months, $1,782 in value. Are there other ways to achieve the end result? So there are other ways to automate your website? Yes, of course. You can do it all yourself with the things you remember from this week. You can outsource it and manage somebody else doing it for you. You can do that, can't you? There's time involved in that, and effort from your part, telling them what you need them to do, or you can give it to me and take all the stress out of it. I love this stuff. Remember, I love Excel. I love this software as well. I love to make it work for customers. Give it all to me. There's no real comparison, is there? Imagine if you could have your business automated and running smoothly. Imagine how that would feel. You market your business, people come along to your website, they opt in, you generate a list, someone puts something in, they purchase your product, and you start making sales. How good is that going to feel? Wouldn't that be great? Would be, wouldn't it? So I have an important question for you. If I could make this program extremely affordable, who'd be interested in getting involved so far? Thank you. Julie, how would it feel if you do this all? How would it feel if I did all of this automation for you? Would that be good? What could you do with the time? Many other things, I'm sure. If you're serious about moving forward, here's what you'll receive today. 2 tickets to Automate Weekend, 12-month membership to Automation Made Easy, Template City, World Internet Office Setup, done. You can work with me here if you like. Import your contacts. Thank you. 6 months of autoresponders. Thank you. 6 months of product setup. 6 months of communications. Total value of this program is $11,269 Australian dollars, which is equivalent to $8,435 US dollars. Today I'm going to make you an irresistible offer. Why do you think that is? Jim asked me to, actually. Jim said to me, he said, Jason, these people are committed. Can you do something special for them? So I said yes. Total value of this program is $8,435 US dollars. But if you can put down just $547 today, and then set 5 more instalments of $547, you can get started this week. So instead of $8,435, you pay $3,282 in total. You start this week for $547. Here's why it's such a smart deal. If you were to do all this work yourself, you'd spend that money alone on making mistakes. Would you agree? Hands up who's made mistakes already. Costly mistakes already. Many of us. Time and money. It's about realising how valuable your time is. Once you've used it, it's gone. Who'd like an even better deal than that? Yeah. I can't hear you. Yes. Thank you. I'm sure you'd be interested in knowing how to save more than $1,000. Yes? Yes. What can you do with $1,000? You could spend it on marketing, you could come back to Thailand. So invest just $2,197 in one payment and be on your way. So this way you save $1,085, spend it on marketing, spend it on a holiday, spend it on your family. In fact, this deal works out to be about $6 a day. Wouldn't you like to free up time in your business for $6 a day? Here's why it's such a safe investment. Risk-free, 100% total guarantee. Get access to all of my training, download everything, download the templates, use the training, have your World Internet Office set up, your customers imported, have everything done. Take it for a complete test drive, and if within 30 days you're unhappy, you've changed your mind, we refund you in full. Hands up in the room, who's got a partner, a business partner they need to make a decision with? A few of you? You can get into the program, test it out for 30 days with your business partner, and then make a decision at the end of those 30 days. So your partner gets to have access to that as well. If you want to end the program, you need to act very quickly. If you know you're an action taker, then you should listen closely. I think everyone in this room are action takers, aren't you? Because you're all taking the action to be here and change your business and change your life. You need to act fast, because I can only work with a small group of people. I've been doing this now for 12 months, my business is growing, but at the moment I'm at a particular level, I can only take in so many customers. So once that limit is reached, that has to stop. I've got some special bonuses for the action takers in the room. Hands up, action takers. Should see everyone's hand up in here. I've got some special bonuses for you. So bonus number 1 is 20% off World Internet Office for the first year. So you save up to $330 in World Internet Office. Exclusive bonus, you can't get this anywhere else. You can't even get this from Brett McCall and Tom Hine directly, and they own World Internet Office. They can't even give that with their licensing agreement. If you've got it already, you can also get the discount. I just applied it to the account you've got already. Valued at $330. You also get bonus number 2, your free reports done for you. Remember up here, people opt in, they get a free report on the sales page. Let me set that up for you. I'll outsource the writing to your free report in your niche. I'll write your opt-in page. I'll even create 5 messages, including a repeat sales message that we talked about up here. Plus, I'll throw in the Thrive theme plugin. You didn't get to experience how wonderful this theme is, this plugin is, because the internet wouldn't work, but I guarantee it's truly amazing, and it gives you professional opt-in forms that just look great and convert very well. Save you money, free up your time. $297 times 2 hours, plus $100 for the Thrive theme plugin is $694 Australian dollars. Which means, if you've already got your product, you're going to be ready to make sales. If you don't have a product and you're doing affiliate marketing, you're also going to be ready to make sales. Now, if you're getting excited about joining the program, there's more. Listen up. Bonus number 6 is 6 business accelerator webinars. In fact, I should take out the 6 now. You just get them for the whole membership. Learn what other experts are doing in their business to make money. First Wednesday of every month. Recorded to watch later. Do you think in the last 9 years I've got some contacts in the industry? Certainly do. And so what I do is I find the right person that's going to suit the needs of my customers, and then I put them onto the webinar so that they can help you grow your business. 1 hour per month for 6 months, $1,782 in value. Here's some of them that have been recorded over the last 12 months. Donna Marie Coggins, she's an expert in outsourcing. That was about outsourcing. The famous Joe Dodds on social media from the UK. Brian Cos on researching your market and researching your niche. There's many, many more. You actually get access to all of the ones that have been recorded and all of the new ones as well. Here's something that's going to make joining a no-brainer. To make sure you have massive success with this program, I'm going to hand you an Automation Made Easy coach for the next 2 months. Statistics say, and my experience tells me, that if you don't take action in the first 2 months, you're not going to take action at all. How many people have bought something and put it on the shelf? Shelf health, we call that. It's no good to us, is it? I've seen this as a problem in the 9 years that I've worked in this industry. So I see so many people purchasing products and not using them to move forward. So I've done something about that in my program so you will move forward. I'm going to pay a coach to keep you on track and do the things you need to do. They're going to make you set goals. They're going to push you into setting goals that you need to set in your business. Starting right now, you get a 60-minute one-on-one phone call to set your goals. Then in 2 weeks' time, you'll have a focus call to make sure you're staying on track. Then next month, you get another focus call to make sure you're staying on track. Plus email support from your coach. They're going to set you, they're going to push you to set these goals. And then once you've set them, they're going to grab you by the hand, kicking and screaming if they need to, and drag you along to make you do what you need to do. Would that be good? The first 2 months. This is the secret to making things happen. It's completely at my expense, and I'll happily do it if you're serious enough to take action today. Bonus number 4, Automation Made Easy Coach, valued at $294, today only, yours free. Remember, you get these bonuses free today only. 20% off World Internet Office, free reports done for you, 6 business accelerator webinars, more than that actually, Automation Made Easy Coach. Total value of the bonus is $3,100 Australian dollars, $2,297 US dollars. If you're still thinking about it, you're going to walk away with an unfair advantage with what comes next. 3 one-hour coaching sessions. How good has it been, me teaching all of you together? Has that been pretty good? Imagine if you could have some one-on-one sessions with me. Would that be better? Yep. So you do your training. When you're at a level where you need to move forward, you have a 1-hour coaching session with me, and we can analyse your business and see what needs to change. Let me personally answer your questions, fast-track your automation, get advice from me directly via Skype. $297 per hour is 3 is $891 Australian dollars in value. Here's what you'll receive today. 2 tickets to Automate Weekend, 12-month membership to Automation Made Easy, Template City, World Internet Office, import your contacts, work with me here. Thank you. 6 months of autoresponders, 6 months of product setup, 6 months of communications, Plus you get over $3,000 in bonuses, 20% off World Internet Office, your free report list building campaign done for you, business accelerator webinars, automation made easy coach, free coaching certificates, complete package value is $15,560. Automation made easy. Get started today for $547 down and then further $547, or $2,197 to pay in full. Now, I've never done this before. Jim's asked me to do something even more special for you guys. Can I tell you about that now? For the affiliate marketers in the room, hands up the affiliate marketers. Some of you guys in here, most of you guys in here actually. You don't need all of that, do you? There are some things in there you don't need. So I've broken down the program a little bit toward the affiliate marketers. So this is the whole program here. You get your 2 tickets to Automate Weekend, you have to be there. Instead of 12 months, you get 6 months membership to Automation Made Easy training because there's lessons for you to learn in there. Template City, you just get the affiliate marketing templates. Pardon me. You just get the email and autoresponder templates there. World Internet Office setup done for you. There's less that needs to be set up. Import your contacts done. 6 months of autoresponders done. 6 months of product setup. You don't need product setup if you're selling somebody else's product, do you? 6 months of communications, all of that done for you. 20% off World Internet Office, a little bit less if you're just on an autoresponder package. Your free report list building campaign done for you. Business Accelerator webinars, you come along to all of those. Automation Made Easy Coach, you still get that, and you still get your coaching certificates. The affiliate package is worth $12,427 Australian dollars, $9,304 US dollars in total with all the bonuses. The total value of this program is $9,304, but if you can put down $397 US dollars, you can get started this week, then 5 further payments of $397. Or $1,497 US dollars to pay in full. So, Automation Made Easy, the full package, $547 US dollars or $2,197 to pay in full. Automation Made Easy for affiliates, $397 times 6 installments, or $1,497 to pay in full. And you can access that from bformulas.com/Jason. If you're ready to get on the fast track to automating your business, then get instant access to everything I promised you here and more. Go to bformulas.com/Jason. My name is Jason Buckner, and it's been my pleasure this week to teach you, and I hope you've got something out of it. And I just wanted to thank Jim and Alison for inviting me to come along here and share myself with you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, guys. Isn't that awesome? Yeah? What great information.